India has an ancient civilization with a deep historicity. Furthermore, it is a continuous flowing civilization and it is difficult to demarcate India's past into clear cut time boundaries. The diversity of Indian society and culture is stupendous, so much so that it would be difficult to speak of it in singular. At the same time, there is also a certain unity amidst the multiplicity. In this video, we shall be discussing about Indian culture. But before discussing that, let us understand what is culture. Though we use the term quite often and in various contexts, we use it quite loosely. In fact, it is a complex word meaning several things. The dictionary gives its meaning as the training and refinement of mind, taste, and manners, the intellectual side of civilization. According to UNESCO, we speak of culture in connection with the behavior of people, the moral values, and human relations. We denote it by action, behavior, and attitudes considered useful for the interests of society or of a certain social group. We mean standard of living, of habitation, and clothing, of physical culture. We appraise by it the culture of language, of thought, of work. Social anthropologists distinguish between material and non material culture. The former includes technology, art forms, architecture, material goods, and equipments used in daily life, that is, in household agriculture, trade and commerce, warfare, and other social activities. In the latter are included the literary and intellectual traditions, beliefs, myths, legends, and other forms of oral tradition. In a broad sense, then, culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, art, morals, law, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by a human being as a member of society. The basic elements of culture are values, norms, symbols, folklore, and religious ideas. Culture has three dimensions. First, it is a normative system, by which we mean that there is social control in the form of sanctions, which make people follow generally accepted moral or ethical norms. Secondly, there is the expressive system, music, dance, art, literature, and so on are cultural expressions of the people. Thirdly, it is a system of ideas which enables members of a society to interpret the world meaningfully. And the process through which culture influences the social system is called institutionalization. Let us now discuss what is Indian culture. A basic aspect of traditional society in India was the principle of hierarchy, that is, the ordering of units which constitute a system in relation to the whole in a superior inferior gradation. The first item of hierarchy that would come to practically everyone's mind is the caste system. In the caste system, the notion of hierarchy was present and it was all powerful in regulating human conduct in every minute aspect of life. While the ideology of hierarchy institutionalized inequality in every aspect of life, it allocated a secure and definite place to each individual and caste group. The valuation of individuals and groups and the distribution of societal resources was based on status, and status was ascriptive. Though birth into a group was believed to be based on moral merit gathered during the previous birth, as implied in the theory of karma and rebirth. The dominant religion of India, Hinduism, was essentially tolerant. It assimilated rather than converted other groups. Pluralism as a value implied tolerance of other styles of life while preserving one's own. As the Hindus believed in the existence of many paths leading to the same ultimate reality, it was possible for rulers and peoples of diverse faiths to survive and even prosper for centuries in India. Doctrines and rituals certainly differed, but the followers of different religions lived in relative harmony in India. But the modern democratic politics have made it necessary for each group to compete with one another to derive maximum benefits available through state patronage. This has certainly been one factor in the unrest and social turmoil of today, the contradictory pulls of traditional and modern values. The pluralistic traditions of Hinduism was reinforced by the institutionalization of the caste system. Each group had its occupation, custom, rituals, and traditions. While each group was insulated at one level, it was independent at other levels. The coexistence of autonomy and dependence led to an appreciation and recognition of others' distinctiveness. Besides, given the linguistic diversities and cultural differences, castes operated essentially as regional entities, resulting in a localistic orientation of caste. Pluralism thus operated with culturally diverse groups becoming a norm. However, this is not to assume that the coexistence was always peaceful or based on equality. There was domination by one group over others. A superior inferior relationship was implied in the acceptance without overt protest by the inferior groups of the domination of superior groups. Unequal distribution of resources had much to do with perpetuating this situation. Indian society in general had a holistic aspect in the sense that in the relationship between individual and group, the latter had primacy over the former. The wider interests of the community were always an important context within which individuals were to perform their duties and claim their rights. The families were joined. They consisted of a large number of kin, including dependents, aged, widowed, and handicapped. Each contributed according to his ability, but one was expected to draw from the familial wealth only according to one's needs. The destitutes and dependents of a village community were the responsibility of the rich, who often operated as trustees of community wealth rather than private profiteers. This called for self restraint in the interest of the community. Such idealism, however, was not the rule, and aberrations were common. Disputes over caste positions did occur, often facilitating mobility despite rigid institutional framework. Pluralism implied tolerance, but not infrequently led to bigotry and domination, creating hostility between groups. There was always a gap between theory and practice, prescription and performance. The spiritual emphasis in Indian life was never lost sight of whether man lived it or left society. Dharma was an important way of life. The stability of Indian life for long centuries rested on the firm foundation of Dharma. Through the inculcation of the spirit of Dharma, high standards of ethics, clear cut codes of behavior, and widespread acceptance of non material values as of higher importance than possessions came to be in the expression of true Indian culture in ordinary society. Thus, from this discussion, we come to conclusion that India has shown a remarkable cultural continuity from the very ancient times to the present day. I hope you liked today's discussion, and if you did so, please do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.